Cheers. Hi and welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Meg and this is Skylark Beauty. Today I wanted to go over what is in my makeup bag here at this apartment. Like I said, I go back and forth between my apartment here and my family's house. My mom had to undergo some major surgery, and so I was living there, so I brought a lot of my makeup collection over to the house. But I still have a substantial amount of makeup here, but it's kind of weird because everything's kind of strewn about between the two places. My everyday makeup bag here doesn't really change that much. I try and change out certain products weekly so that other products don't go bad and I get good usage out of everything that I have in my makeup arsenal, but sometimes I forget. Lately I've been using the same products and I just wanted to share my full face of pretty much every day how I do my makeup when I'm here. I'll start in order of application. Okay, so I do rotate between a few things. So I shoved everything in here that I've been rotating between. This is the Sun and Moon What Dreams Are Made Of Calm and Correct Gel Night Mask. I use this at night to prep my skin for the next day for my makeup application. This is, like it says, it's a gel night mask. What I like about this night mask is that you don't have to wash it off. Like some masks that you put on at night, you need to wash them off in the morning, and I'm very lazy. I like that you can just let this absorb into your skin and then leave it at that. It creates a nice, blank, fresh, smooth canvas in the morning for you. So what I do in the morning is I will go over my face with some toner or a face wipe to get off the impurities that collect on your face overnight, especially if you have a face mask on that is kind of sticky or emollient. It will attract dirt and things from your pillow. So I like starting out with a clean slate and wiping everything off, even though you don't have to with this. Then I will go in with a moisturizer of some sort. Lately, I've been loving the Seize the Day. This is a new one. My partner and I have been using the old one, but I got a new one for backup, so that's why it's so full. But this is their Daily Facial Moisturize Plump and Perfect. What I like about this is that it's a very, very light gel moisturizer. In the wintertime, usually I need something heavier, but I don't really need something heavier in the spring and the summer. Therefore, I've switched to this. So I'll usually put this on in the morning and let it sink in about 15 to 20 minutes before I start doing anything makeup related to my skin. After that, I usually go in with a facial oil of some sort. Right now, I've really been liking the Derma E Essential Radiant Glow Facial Oil. I have a brand new one right here, but the one that I've been using the most is at my parents' because I brought that over as one of the things that I brought over. But you only need maybe 5 drops to cover your whole face. What I like about this oil is that it's almost a dry oil. It just really absorbs into the skin almost immediately. So you're not left with some greasy, oily residue on your skin. You just feel moisturized. I do like piling a lot of products on underneath my foundation to make sure that my skin looks nice and moisturized. Otherwise, the foundation will not look good on your skin. You have to have a nice primed canvas. So between this moisturizer and this facial oil, right now, it's the perfect light moisturizing combination to create a nice canvas for my foundation to sit on top of. So the Derma E Essential Radiant Glow Face Oil is really, really good. You have to remember to shake it up though, because once you do, it does have some pearl in it that you can see floating around. Not that it really makes a difference. You don't really see the pearl once you put the oil on your face, but that's just something that you should do because it's a big ingredient in it. Really, this is just showing how ridiculously high maintenance my skin prep is before I put on makeup. So this is my everyday makeup bag, but this is really the order that I put my makeup on. So I forgot to say, I start by putting on my Smith's Rosebud Salve. It looks like this, and I just put a healthy amount on my lips. At bedtime, wipe that off in the morning, and then put a new layer on while I'm doing my skincare and while I'm doing my makeup so that my lips will be ready for whatever lip color or lip product I want to put on at the end, and so they aren't dry and crusty or anything like that. This is great. You can get it on Sephora, I think maybe Ulta, but definitely on Sephora, and it's only $7, $7 or $8. And you can also keep the tin. I love the tin. It's very vintage looking, and you can keep it to put like pills in or change or anything like that. I just really, really like the tin. I've gone through many of these throughout the years. They have other scents as well. So then after that prep, I will go in with sunscreen, which is huge to me, huge to me. And right now the sunscreens that I've been using, I've gone over before, but just in case, I'll go over both of them again. The Sunkiller Perfect Water Essence Alcohol-Free SPF 50+. This is Korean, I believe. You can get it on Amazon for $19 and YesStyle, I believe. But I get mine on Amazon just because I figure why not use the Prime if I have it. It smells like the Bobbi Brown Face Enriched Space, that lemony citrus scent. It is kind of gel water-like, a little bit like a mixture between a lotion and gel, watery gel, and it does absorb right in. If you do not let it absorb in enough, products that you put on top of it, like foundation or primer, will pill. So just keep in mind that you want to let all your skincare really sink into your skin before you go in with any of your complexion products, makeup products that is. So the Sunkiller Perfect Water Essence is a good one, as well as this I've been trying, and it's relatively new to me because I got it during the Ulta, not this latest Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, the one before that. This is the Kinship Self Reflect, which is also a Korean beauty brand. It's the Probiotic Moisturizing Sunscreen Zinc Oxide Broad Spectrum SPF 32. So this only has SPF 32, so I usually use it when I'm just going to stay indoors. SPF 32 isn't very high. I prefer 45 or 50 if I'm going to be going out during the day, out in the actual sun. I've started putting SPF on my neck because I'm noticing that I am getting some like aging lines on my neck. I just kind of forget about my neck, to be honest with you. So I've been using this. Now this is much more of a classic sunscreen, thicker, not watery at all. Since it is zinc oxide, it is not chemical, it is a mineral sunscreen. So as you can see, it's very thick. There is a slight white cast, but it goes away as you rub it in. And as you rub it in, it doesn't leave an oily residue per se. It leaves a slight shimmer, but it is nothing like this. This is moisturizing and it is a water gel formula. This is literally just a sunscreen. It's not going to offer too much skincare. It kind of just is pasty, just like a regular zinc-based sunscreen. I think why people like it is because it does have the glow aspect to it. If you were looking for low SPF, a little bit of glow, illumination, this might be good for you, but this is more of a, I think, everyday leave the house, go to work type sunscreen that I would suggest using. I tried using both today and it looked okay on the skin. I'm happy with the way it looks, but just so you know the difference, this is a chemical. This isn't a chemical. This is zinc oxide, so it is going to feel more pasty, more classic sunscreen. However, it does seem to sit well under makeup. This is also pricier. It's about $32, I believe, and this is $19.99. Then, as if that wasn't extra enough, what I'd have explained, I go in with a primer. So I'm trying to use this one up just because I'm trying to use it up. I don't like wasting product, but I've mentioned this before, the Ultra Repair Hyaluronic Hydrating Primer from First Aid Beauty. I like their Pores No More primer better. This one does pill very easily. It's very finicky. It will pill pretty much on top of anything if you use too much of it. So you really only need a pea-sized amount for your whole face. But I'm one of those people that likes using a generous amount of product on my face as far as primer goes in order to make sure that my foundation really has something to grip to. So that's my only bone to pick with this. I'm almost out of it, but it smells great like cucumber. I do have a dupe for this though, that I've been using instead, that I forgot about and I found in my drawers when I was switching out some makeup. This is the Fourth Ray Beauty, which is a sister brand to ColourPop, the Thirst Aid Hydrating Priming Moisturizer. This smells exactly the same and it has a very similar consistency, except for it's a little more watery gel consistency. It smells exactly the same, that cucumber scent, but this really does moisturize, sink into the skin, and create a beautiful canvas. Mixes well with the SPF, with the face oil, with the moisturizer. Technically, you could probably just use this and be good to go. You wouldn't have to use all those extra products like I do. I would suggest using an SPF still, but you could probably use an SPF in this and be set and be good to go. But I just like putting a lot of base products on. This is such a good primer. You could also compare it to the moisturizing primer from Glossier, which is $18. This, I think it's about $10. So it's about the same as the Glossier one. The Glossier one, you get more in the package, but they're about the exact same performance-wise, and I would buy this again once I'm out of it. I'm about halfway through this one, but I can use a bunch of this and not worry about it pilling or causing my makeup to pill on top of it. So I really, really like it. Then my probably favorite primer that isn't illuminating or anything special, but is good for your skin, is the Purlisse Matcha Green Tea Antioxidant Priming Moisturizer. I used to use this a long time ago, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago I got into this, and I just recently started using it again. It smells really good. I don't think I've opened this one yet, no. This is a backup because I'm pretty sure I finished the last tube. I have like 4 backups of this just in case. It smells great. It smells very clean and green tea-ish. It's an oil-free water cream. It's good for oily combination, normal, and even sensitive skin. So it's good for any type of skin, really. It is lightweight like it claims, as well as great for priming for makeup because it doesn't really leave a trace. It does not create necessarily a tacky finish for your makeup to grab onto, but it does really moisturize the skin, which helps create a good base for your makeup to cling onto. So I would suggest this as a moisturizer and a primer, similarly to how I would suggest this one. So if I went in with a primer, it would be this or this, pretty much. I am trying to use this primer up, but these two are stars in my arsenal, but they do not have any illumination to them, just to make that clear. They're just water-based gel creams. So now we're moving on to the complexion, finally. I always use a concoction. I never use just one foundation. So right now I'm trying to get through my Fenty Ease Drops, which I don't really love. It's a good formula. It's nice and watery. I have mine in the shade 5. The coverage is very, very light. Very, very light. You can build it up and it dries kind of like a satiny finish, but I was not as impressed with it as I would like to be. I don't really know what I was expecting from it because I knew it was a skin tint, but I was hoping it would be a little more on the moisturizing side. This is more of a satin matte finish almost with light coverage. Therefore, I don't really like that. If it's gonna have light coverage, I'd like it to be moisturizing, you know? That's my only complaint with this, but I'm still trying to use it up. That's why it's in my everyday makeup bag. The two that I love that I've been using, this is a skin tint. This is a Stay Naked Hydromania Tinted Glow Hydrator, medium coverage up to 24-hour wear from Urban Decay. It has kombucha extract and marula oil in it. So it is oil-based, so be mindful of that. This is great. I love that it's a squeeze tube. It has really good coverage. So maybe it shouldn't be labeled a skin tinted glow hydrator. It is very glowy, but it definitely has medium coverage. And I love that. Maybe I just am not a skin tint person. I actually like medium coverage. I like more coverage. So what I've been doing lately is actually mixing this with this. This is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation in Gobi Light 3. It's way too light. And this is also a little bit too light as well. What I like about this is that I'm more on the yellow undertone and NARS runs very yellow. So what I do is I mix a little of this and a little of this with these little number 7 color drops. This is a shade Latte, it darkens it. And then I mix it with some of the LA Girl Luminizer. You can use any cream luminizer that you want. That way, I still have the coverage because this is heavy duty coverage. I have the moisturizing skin tint, which is still adding some color as well, but some hydration. I have this to darken it up so it matches the rest of my body. And then I have this to add the glow to my skin, so it doesn't look one-dimensional and flat complexion-wise. That is everything that I'm using, and I always use that concoction. I always use those darkening drops because I have a tendency to buy foundations that are too light for me, and I always use a luminizer of some sort, a liquid luminizer, cream luminizer, lotion luminizer of some sort to give my skin glow besides just a highlighter. Then after that, I will go in with my cream contour. Right now I'm using the NYX Bright Idea contour stick, which they don't make anymore. You can get it on Amazon, but I highly suggest it. It is just like a regular stick. Mine is in the shade Topaz, and I use it to draw on my nose, my forehead, and on my cheekbones, blend that out, as well as use my concealer, which is the Maybelline Eraser Corrector in the shade Fair. I believe this is Fair. And then I mix it with Tarte Light Sand because it's even more fair, because you can see this is more of my skin color and this is more of a brightener. So I mix a little bit on the back of my hand and put it under my eyes and in my down my nose and my forehead to brighten the center of the face. After that, I will go in with my I Love Revolution coconut loose setting powder that I love. It comes in a really big container. It really mattifies and in a silky, silky way. And I set my whole face. I don't like an inch of my face to be tacky. I just don't, because I find that foundation will wear off very quickly on my face. So I will set my whole face with this. Then what I do is I go in with a setting spray. Right now I'm using the Milani Rosewater Prep and Refresh Hydrating Mist setting spray, just to flatten everything, really meld it together, make it more skin-like. And that way the powder products that I put on after that will actually adhere to the skin. It's not just like they're trying to scrape against a powdery surface. They actually will adhere because I use this to set the foundation and the complexion before I go in with bronzer, blush, and highlight. Speaking of that, right now I've been using my bronzer from Physicians Formula, the butter bronzer and just bronzer, and I've hit pan, but I use that on the outskirts of my forehead and my cheekbones. So I basically put that over this contour stick that I use. And this is a great color for my skin. As I tan a little bit, I might graduate to a darker bronzer during the summer, but right now this works great for me during the winter and the fall and the beginning of the spring, which we are at right now. So I would highly suggest the butter bronzer if you're around the similar skin tone to me. After bronzer, I go in with blush and highlight. Right now I'm using the Pacifica 100% vegan, cruelty-free Glimmer Shimmer Highlighter and Blush in Firelit. So this is what I'm using for my blush and my highlight today. It's beautiful. It's a very muted coral, kind of flesh tone, peachy. And this is a darker highlight, which I like. It's not too icy, too blinding. That's not what I'm looking for these days. And it does not highlight texture either. So I like using this duo because it's very convenient. If I am looking for a blinding highlighter, I have this. This is the Wet n Wild Loose Highlighter in I'm So Lit. You get so much of it, and it is a beautiful highlighter. It is very high quality for how cheap it is, and it only takes a tiny bit. What I'll do is I won't even use what's in here. I'll just use the cap and just get a little bit off of the cap with a Real Techniques setting brush, and I will just put it on my cheekbones if I want a really bright, blinding highlight. This is more like a lit from within highlight in my mind. It might be harsh for some people, but for me this is about as natural as I get. I don't really mute my highlight any less than this. I just really like highlighter. So this is my secret weapon for when I really want to, glow. Then I will go in with my eye primer. Right now I'm using the eyeshadow primer, the Duroll eyeshadow primer, which I got on Amazon in the shade number 2. I use a tiny little amount and put it on my eyes to prime it. While that's setting, I will do my eyebrows, and I use the LA Girl Shady Slim pencil. Today I used the shade Brunette. So that's what I'm wearing today, is the Brunette. It's very cheap. It's only $5, $4 or $5, $4.79 I believe on Ulta, which is great because I go through pencils really quickly for my eyebrows because I really have to draw in the whole eyebrow. I have very sparse eyebrows. So I go through pencils like these, like water, so I can't be spending like $26 like people do on the Benefit ones or Huda Beauty ones. I have to use a cheap pencil. And I don't think that this looks that bad, to be honest with you. So that's fine. Then I will go in with whatever eyeshadow palette I feel like using that day. And in that case, today I used the Smoke and Roses palette from ColourPop, which I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I think is going to go up before this one, to get this eye look. After I use that, I will set my eyes with the setting spray. I will set the eyeshadow, and then I will go in with my NYX Professional Makeup Epic Ink eyeliner. I love this eyeliner. It is very, very, very black. You can get it for $10 on Amazon, which is what I've been doing, or you can do the subscribe and save, and you can get it for a little less, I think, only a few cents less. But regardless, I use the NYX Epic Ink now. I still love my Stila All Day, like 24-hour eyeliner that's felt tip. This is a brush tip though, so you have more control, and it does create a very, well, my eyelashes are in the way, but it creates a very pigmented black line. I really, really like this. I don't think this is waterproof. Oh, yep, it's waterproof. It's waterproof. I haven't tested it. I probably have cried in it, but usually when I cry, I just go like this, so like the tears go down here and they don't mess up here. But I will report back about crying in this if I ever remember. But yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, then I used my Gala lashes from Kiss today. This is the 4th time I've used them, and they're still hanging in there, still going strong. So I really like those. And that is my full face of makeup that I've been using in my bag lately for the past couple months. So I figured I'd just go over the steps as well as what I use, just for anyone that's curious, because I'm always curious about what people have in their makeup bags. Whenever someone has their makeup bag on them, I'm like, can I go through it? Because I just love going through people's makeup bags and seeing their process of getting ready, seeing what products they use, what order they use them in. So it's kind of like what's in my bag type of deal that I wanted to do today. So hopefully that was helpful in explaining my routine, and thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks, bye.